Welcome to the Baseball Together podcast with your hosts, Blackjack Brad and Briggy Blue Eyes. And now, Baseball Together.
Baseball family, welcome to this episode of the Baseball Together podcast. My name is Brad, and I'm here with our guy, Brig. How are you today, Brig?
I'm great. I
Good.
really am great. Yeah.
Good. That's good news.
It's
I'm glad to hear
time
it.
that it's 70 degrees outside.
That's it.
Baseball is officially beginning on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
My parents will be in town. They're coming to visit. Like, things are really good right now.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah.
That all sounds like great things. So,
Great things.
You're up to 70 degrees. I have to play my Arizona card real quick. Currently 95 today.
But I bet you your 95 feels to you like my 75 would feel to me.
It very well could. That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not thrilled about it. We were at the park yesterday, and it was like high 80s, and it was hot, and it was. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for it. I still want sweatshirt weather, but it's gone. It's gone now. So
I'm glad it's over. I'm so ready to be done.
This is the thing, is we're in this crappy in-between space where it's like it's no longer sweatshirt weather, but it's still too cold to get in the pool, because I have a hard 100-degree rule for the pool around here. Otherwise, it's just too darn cold. So we're not there yet.
Wow, Brad. Wow.
We're not there yet. Yeah.
100 degrees
Indeed.
is too cold. Okay.
So I have a cousin who moved down here last year, and she laughed at me. I told her that, she just laughed. And then I think it was in the fall, she had like her siblings come down, and they were in the pool. She's like, "You guys are crazy." She's like, "I don't know why you're getting in the pool." She's like, "It is too cold." And so she told me, she's like, "You're spot on with that rule. It has to be 100 degrees to swim around here, otherwise it's too cold."
Okay.
So
Well,
it's been validated,
okay. I can't argue
stamped
with
and signed. So
that. I'm calling Mike Farnes.
do it. He'll tell you the same thing.
I'm texting him right now.
Okay, do it. So while you do that, baseball family, we want to remind you about Chinook Seedery. You can always get the best seeds ever at a slick discounted price. It's 10% off your order at chinookseedery.com by using code BTPOD at checkout. My favorite flavor, I think always and forever, truly will be Hatch Chili. Like, legitimately, it's just that good. Briggs' lone favorite will always be Parmesan and pepper.
There are a lot of number 2 ties, but
that second tier has a lot on it, but I understand, because that's why mine rotate, because there's a lot of them that are very, very, very good. But you can go try them all at chinookseedery.com. Save some money with BT Pod, and in fact, while you're on the interwebs, get yourself somewhere to hold those seeds at seed-sack.com. Use code baseball2gether, baseball2gether, to save 5% off your seed sack. You always have a place to put your seeds. There you go.
Big facts, okay?
Big facts. Okay, so the season is starting this week. As of the release of this episode, we are 2 days away. Count them, 2 days away. It is very exciting. I cannot wait. So we're treating this like the only news this week is opening day. Therefore, we have to get our preseason emoji tiers out.
We have to.
Hard date, because
We understand that other news items have happened. Like, we get it, okay? Right. But Tanner Bybee, it's a good example. But we're not going to get into it because we cannot. We don't have time.
we simply cannot. Because I was too busy going to baseball games and missed a week. So here we are, time for preseason emoji tiers. For those of you new to the show, we do this every month of the season. We instead of doing power rankings, we put everybody in tiers, starting with the diamond at the top, followed by the heart, the question mark in the middle, thumbs down, and then the bottom is the poop tier. Because that just means those teams are poop. And the way that we organize this until we get late in the year is 3 in the diamond, 8 in the heart, question mark, and thumbs down, and then 3 in the poop tier. So basically top 3, bottom 3. Everyone else gets sorted out in the middle. So, Brig, do you want to lead us off with your diamond tier?
Absolutely. I would love to. This is really simple, okay?
Well,
But
real
I'm
quick,
going to
hold
get some
on.
heat.
Also, just like everything, we do not collaborate on these, and I'm really curious to
Right.
see how you did this because I don't think we're going to agree on really anything on this because it's
I bet you're right.
fascinating aside from like one team this year.
Yeah. Yeah. That's there I think there are 4 teams that are really hard to argue with placement on. Other than that, it's not. It's there's nothing certain right now.
Right.
Okay. Diamond tier, Dodgers. Super duh. That's one of my 4 that you got to have figured out. Number 2, Phillies.
Okay.
Yep. Number 3, your Arizona Diamondbacks.
Oh, my Arizona Diamondbacks.
Well, you are local, so
Yes,
yeah.
exactly right. I know what you're
But
saying.
I'm putting the D-backs preseason. I'm going to put them in the Diamond tier. And because all they needed was pitching, and they shored it up. They did what they needed to do. And if they can continue to quietly score more runs than everybody else, rut row and watch out.
It was quiet last year. It was really quiet because it
Yeah.
was like you get to the end of the season and you're like, "Did you know the Diamondbacks scored more runs than anybody?" And it's like, "No,
Yeah.
I just knew that there were some struggles early." It's like, well, they figured it out. It's just the pitching was a problem. Guys had career worst
Yep.
years, and so they missed the playoffs.
That's
And
right. And if Corbin Carroll, like we talked about last week, if he can figure out how to stay hot or even above average consistently, it's going to be a big deal.
right, right. I'll get into a little bit more why I can totally agree with you on this with a different team, but we'll get there.
Oh,
So my diamond
okay.
tier. You ready for my diamond tier, Brig?
Can't wait.
Okay, I have the Dodgers. I
Hmm.
have the Phillies.
Ooh.
Yes, and I have the Red Sox. I know that's
Whoa.
against your religion, Brig. But this team has done so much this offseason. They have one of the we talked about this. They have one of the best problems you can have as a team is too many good players. Well, where do we put this
Yep.
guy? I don't know. I mean, these positions taken. Well, can he play a different position? Yeah, but do we want to take him out of that? Well, we've got this guy who can move around. Like they have such a good problem, and it was
Yeah.
baffling that they had as bad of a year as they did last year. We couldn't figure it out. We couldn't figure. There was no reason for
I
them to be
agree.
playing that poorly last year, and they went on stretches where they went toe to toe with legitimately everybody, but they also had
Yep.
stretches where they couldn't go toe to toe with anybody.
Totally.
And so I think if the Red Sox can put together, I mean, if they have like, I don't know, I'm not going to put a number on it, but I think that they have the talent to be one of the top 3 best teams in baseball this year, and I'm not going to put them there yet, but they very well could be my AL pennant winner this year. I don't know because I haven't thought about it enough yet, but as of right now, I like the Red Sox a lot. Unfortunately,
Yeah. No, they look really good. And now that they've worked out their infield, it's like, okay, that's a huge problem
mm-hmm.
for at least the rest of the American League East.
Yeah,
But then you've got Garrett Crochet, Walker Bueller, Aroldis Chapman somehow ended up and is their closer and looks really good. Yeah,
Did you
it's gonna
see?
be.
So did you see that there was something on? I think I saw it on Facebook or maybe TikTok about how Aroldis Chapman talked about. I think he grew up a Red Sox fan. Is what he said.
No, I didn't
Oh
see that.
yeah, I think I saw something where he said that he's always been a Red Sox fan, and this is where he's always wanted to play or something like that. And somebody said, "Well, it all makes sense now." And then it showed the smirk that after he gave up the Altuve home run.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh man. Anyway,
I don't like that.
all
I
right,
don't like that.
let's move on to the heart tier. Brig, what do you have?
So this is where the Red Sox fit, but they're at the top right now. I feel exactly the same way you feel. So my heart tier includes the Red Sox, obviously, the Tigers, Padres, Mariners, Braves, Mets, Orioles, and Royals. That's how Those are the 8 teams in my heart tier. I feel like the Mariners, they just need to wake up the bats, and they're going to be magnificent. If they can just wake up the bats, everything's going to be fine. If the Tigers can carry any of the momentum forward that they had last year, forget about it, right? That's going to be just awesome. I'm a little worried about the Friars. They're going to have to rely on really a couple of guys for a while in their rotation, but I think they can pull it off long enough. That's where I'm at. The Mets, I have to put them here simply because of the deals they made and the talent, like on average, like the collective talent. But truthfully, I don't think I feel heart tier good about the Mets right now. But I don't have another slot in my question mark, so I moved them up.
Okay, I think that makes sense. I like it. So my heart tier, real quick. If I had to put somebody at the top, it would be the Diamondbacks or the D-backs there, because I don't think you're far off, like I said, with the Diamond tier for them. But then I've also got the Yankees, Cleveland's baseball club, the Royals. I love the Royals. The Braves, Brewers, Cubs, and my Mariners, my homer pick. So, real quick, I know the Brewers is a little bit of an odd pick. I know it's just
I'm shocked.
because, but this is the thing, is I don't feel like I can count them out of the heart tier, because of what they did last year. When we're like, there's no way they're going to finish at the bottom of the division. Then they went out and did what they did. Until they prove me otherwise, that's where I'm going to have them. That's where they're going to be. So that's my justification with the Brewers. Now the Mariners, we talked about the D-backs, how their pitching was just like career worst for everybody. The Mariners were that way with their offense. They had the best pitching in the league, but their offense was just asleep all year long. Julio Rodriguez had his worst year ever, which is saying something, because I mean it's only 3 years, and right? No, 2 years. That was his second? No, it was his third. 2, 3, and 4. So
It was his third. Hopefully, that's the worst year he ever has.
And even then, like, it's pretty serviceable for the most part.
It'll
still
play
4+
yeah,
WAR.
It'll play.
But like
Yeah.
Cal Raleigh still struck out in bunches when they were like, let's reduce strikeouts. And Mitch Garver had an awful year. J.P. Crawford was hurt most of the year and had a terrible year. And he's a big time bat at the bottom of the order. It was like Victor Robles and Randy Arozarena coming in midway through the season that it was like, now we're finally getting some momentum and winning some games. And then, hey, you missed the playoffs by 1 game. 1 game, Brig. 1 game.
No, I know.
After
I was
all of that, 1 game. So you
I know.
go to the average on that. You win that division easily. You make the playoffs, and you're dangerous with some offensive momentum they had at the end of the season that I feel like is carrying over into this year. I know it's just been spring training, but you're seeing a different offensive approach, a philosophy that's paying off with this team to go with that pitching. I got to have them in the heart tier. And I know I'm being optimistic because I'm a fan, but at the same time, though, like, it just makes sense to me. It just makes good logical sense.
It tracks on paper. That's what it should be, pending all of the life that happens, because that's baseball, Susan.
I know. That's the problem is baseball is baseball.
And it will continue to baseball.
It will continue to baseball. Yeah. You're right. Yep.
All right, my question mark tier. I'm going to jump into that, okay? And I have some explaining to do.
Explaining to do.
So this is where my Yankees fall. They're going to be in the question mark tier. Shouldn't be a concern, or shouldn't be a surprise, I should say. Garrett Cole, Luis Heel, Clark Schmidt, all on the IL. We got Max Fried. That's awesome. It really is. It's great. But we'll see if that's going to play out. Jason Dominguez in the outfield. We'll see how that plays out. Who knows? We got some new names in there, and then Jazz Chisholm will spend the full season in the infield again, and that's going to be fantastic. So who knows? And that's why they're in the question mark tier. We have no idea. Stanton probably won't come back till, I don't know, July, August at this point. Maybe July's optimistic, but who knows?
Could
So
be. Yeah.
I do like some of the pitching that they added. I don't know if it will be enough. I think they can not lose the division early, but I don't think they have what it takes right now to win, especially against the Red Sox and on paper, right? Anyway, the rest of my question marked here. This is where the Cubs fall. Cleveland's baseball club. Houston falls here. The Twins, Rangers, and this Athletics. I'm putting them in the question mark.
Not a bad spot.
Shots fired.
It's not a bad spot.
I know. I'm telling you.
This is the thing.
They've got so much talent, and they've got just enough of a chip on their shoulder, and they've got just enough of the love that just the player survey alone, that spring training survey that they did, where the average answer to shock everybody and surprise us with the performance was going to be the A's. I'm like, okay, all right, send it, baby. Let's see what happens.
I know. If my heart tier was specifically with teams that like I want to see do well and I love the way they're put together, I would put the A's on there despite the fact that it's against my religion to do anything positive for a division rival, right? But no,
yeah. Well, I already did.
I think it's awesome. I think
you.
it's great what the A's have going on. They're not in my question mark tier though, because they're still lacking in some areas that are going to hurt them. But my question mark tier is this. Are you ready? In no particular order.
Ready.
The Tigers, the Reds, Rays, Orioles, Rangers, Astros, Padres, and Mets. These to me are my legitimate question marks.
Whoa.
I don't know how the Rangers are going to be this year. We all thought they were going to be great coming off the World Series. Who's to say? Because they were not. So who's to say what's going to happen this year?
Well, and Ken Rosenthal this morning said that he backs them. He said he wouldn't be surprised if he had the Rangers winning the whole thing this season. He said that a few hours ago.
Went
I'm like,
right
no
for them to,
way.
and I understand
No
so much has
way.
to go right for you to win a World Series anyway. But so much went right for them in a year that it was like, maybe this year, maybe next year, right? Or maybe next year, not even maybe this year. That it was just like the chain of events that happened the year they won the World Series was so fortuitous that I don't want to take anything away from a World Series, but I was legitimately shocked that it was them. And they played a team that I don't know was ready to be there in the Diamondbacks, right?
Yeah.
So, I know, call it division rival hate, whatever. I don't care, but that's just the way I saw it. No, it's the way I continue to see it. I'm not sure what I'm going to get out of the Rangers. Okay,
Same.
The Reds, they're still just so young that you don't know what you're getting out of any of those guys. The Tigers, I don't know if they are the team from the middle of August on, or if they're the team before the middle of August. I don't know who's. Maybe they figured it out, and they're going to be that team, and they're going to be world beaters, and they're going to go win the Central. I don't know. The Rays are a wild card every year. They're losing Shane McClanahan, so that's a significant piece of their rotation that they're missing. And playing in Steinbrenner Field, you don't know how that's going to affect them as their home field. The Orioles didn't do anything. They lost Corbin Burns, who was significant.
Shocking.
And the fact that they didn't... I mean, they're just riding the roster from Lester, which I know the Mariners are basically doing the same thing. But there was room for improvement.
Yeah.
This Orioles team, yes, you've got guys who are going to get better, but Gunnar Henderson's out to start the year. Who knows how long that's going to be, really? And it's interesting to see what's going on with the Orioles. The Astros had so many subtractions, significant subtractions, that what are they going to look like?
Yeah.
You know, they've done a good job plugging holes, but is it going to work this time? We don't know. The Padres, it's odd. Fernando Tatis Jr. and Manny Machado are great players. Don't get me wrong. I love those guys, right?
True. Yeah. Don't forget
Luis
Luis Ariz.
Right. The thing that worries me, and Jackson Merrill too. I'm a big Jackson Merrill fan as well. The thing that worries me is that they're going to try to get cute with payroll later in the year, and they're going to end up taking a step back. That's
They
the thing
always
that I
do.
worry about
Yeah.
this year. And then the Mets. The
Yeah,
Mets have a
that's
really
fair.
great lineup, top to bottom, offensively, but I don't know about their pitching situation. So
Yeah.
that's why
How
they're in my
can you? I
question
mean,
mark
we
tier.
won't know.
Like the Mets, like offensively,
Yeah,
it's like
we're
yeah,
not
they're going
going
to
to
be
know.
really good, but are they going to be giving up 9 runs and only scoring 8 per game? I don't know, because there's a
Right.
chance.
I don't know. We're not going to know. I really don't think we'll know about the Mets pitching until May 1st.
Probably.
Then we'll be like, okay, got the sample size. We have a fairly good understanding of what's going on. I think that's when we'll know.
Yeah.
Okay, my thumbs down tier.
Yep.
You ready for this? No particular order. Blue Jays, Giants, Reds, Rays, Cardinals, Pirates, Angels, Nationals. Now, okay, I know I'm going to get a little bit of heat for this, and I don't care. I don't think the Reds. The biggest thing the Reds have going for them is Tito Francona. With Terry's coming in, that is going to be a huge deal. That's the only reason I was hesitant to put them this far down, because they've got the talent, they've got the juice, and now they've got a guy at the helm that you can trust. No question about it. So I understand I'm going to get a little heat on that one. Okay? Everybody else, like the Rays didn't get any better this offseason. The Blue Jays just let everybody go, and then now they're stuck with anyway, I don't want to talk bad about their first baseman. You can do it. Fill in the blanks in your head. You can if you want to. This is where the Cardinals belong here, and it's so sad because Sonny Gray is a problem right now, and they lost Goldie, and I think Arenado's unhappy.
Well, he's got to be.
So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the clubhouse with all that dynamic shifting. It doesn't bode well in my view. Pittsburgh, I want Pittsburgh to be so much better than they are. It's so heartbreaking to watch them continue to squander Paul Skeen's freaking gem of a rotation piece, and he's going to get the opening day start, and it's exactly what needs to happen. And they're going to win at least once every 5 days, and that'll be great. But that's not enough to do more than get past my thumbs down thing. The Angels barely made it in here because I didn't have room in my poop tier. Same with the Nationals. The end. The Giants, man, what do they got? Like, Matt Chapman's there. Justin Verlander, what's he going to do? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but probably not anything more interesting than, okay, the end. That's how I feel. Please prove me wrong.
Right.
But that's how I feel.
Yes. It's pretty. My thumbs down is pretty close here. I have the Cards, Pirates. I put the A's in here just because I can't trust them. Right. There's a ton of talent there. I just don't know if it's all going to hit, and the missing pieces might be too much. The Angels are here exactly like you said. There's not room in the poop tier for them. Giants, Blue Jays, Nationals, Twins. This is the thing about the Nationals. I think the Nationals will start here, but I don't think they'll finish here at the end of the year. I think they're going to move up. At the very least.
But only one jump, right?
I think they'll be at the top of my question marks here because they've got a bunch of good young guys on that team who are going to make some strides this year to become a pretty good team. The problem is they play in a really good division that they've got to deal with a few juggernauts in that division, and they're going to get beat up a little bit. But other than that, like, they're going to cause some problems for teams in the Central and the West, and so they're going to cause problems across the league. They're going to be spoilers. They got some good talented players on that team, so I think they'll be okay. But right now, I'm starting them here just because that's kind of where they fall, right? I think you're spot on with the Giants.
I agree.
Matt Chapman and Justin Verlander. That's another team that could potentially move up, because I think that Buster Posey is going to do a great job with them. Again, the problem is
I just think not
Again,
this
the problem
year.
is they're in a tough division. The Padres, Diamondbacks, and Dodgers are,
Right.
I don't want to say light years ahead of them, but they're a ways ahead of them in the process. And so they're going to have to play catch up. It's going to take some time. So their
Yep.
their their
I
progress
agree.
to the end of the year, if they make it, is going to be the fact that uh, Buster Posey has made moves to make things look better in the future. Is what it's going to be to me.
Yeah, I think this is
Yeah.
a build year for them.
Yep.
I agree. And I think Verlander's going to come in with influence and
Is he
instruction.
going to produce though? I don't think so. No.
No, he's going to have influence and he's going to have
And that'll be the
instruction.
extent of his presence.
Well, what else? Whatever else you get is going to be gravy. It's going to be gravy,
That.
and you'll be happy for it. But it'll pay
Yep.
off next season and
Hmm.
the season after. It won't be this season.
And
I
I
don't
think
think
this is
so.
going to be his last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
I
right,
think
go ahead
so.
with your poop tier, Brig.
Okay, my poop tier is simple: White Sox, Rockies, Marlins. I don't think this is any surprise. I don't think it should be any surprise. I think that if your poop tier looks any different than this, I'm going to be surprised. I think that yeah. So Sandy Alcantara finally coming back from Tommy
Mm-hmm.
John, that'll be great. So if he can be the guy that we want him to be, that he has shown he can be, then he will be a great trade piece a little bit later in the season, and the Marlins will stay where they are. The Rockies have a couple of nice trade pieces they're developing, and they could hand them right over. And then to get what in return, I don't know, but squander it as well, very likely. I don't think the White Sox will be as bad this season as they were last season. I think the league will balance some things out for them. Um, I don't. Mm, yeah, I don't know what else to say about the White Sox.
So my poop tier is exactly the same as yours. Rockies, White Sox, Marlins. Um, these are all 100-game losers, these teams. The White Sox, like you said, they're not going to be as
Yeah.
bad as last year. The baseball gods won't let that
No.
happen. That they're going to improve. They'll probably lose 105 games this year, but I think the Rockies will give them a run for their money for the record from last year. It's not going to be a good Rockies team at all. Like, good luck in
No.
Colorado. You
Mm-mm.
got the mountains, and enjoy it because yeah,
Those sunsets.
cotton candy skies. Yep, exactly. Um,
Yeah.
and the Marlins, like they've got Sandy Alcantara right now. How long until they trade him? June, May? Yeah, no.
Not long. As soon as a team like the Yankees, it won't be the Padres though. They could
Hmm.
benefit, right? But as soon as a team that can pay for what we hope to be a very very serviceable, if not spectacular, Sandy Alcantara, then we're going to end up. People are going
Hmm.
to be moving some
And I
pieces
don't think it'll
around
take
to
long.
get
I
him
don't think it'll take
on their
very long.
roster.
I think June at the
No.
latest is when he gets moved, and it's for a good trade package for a team that is taking the step to really contend, to be like a legitimate World Series contender. I think is what it's going to
Yeah.
be. So
Yes.
yeah,
I
I
agree.
think that's what's going to end up happening.
Yep.
But yeah, Rockies, White Sox, Marlins. I don't think it's close either. Like you said, the Angels could have been in this tier, but I do think that Mike Trout in right field is going to be good for them. I think it's going to be good because it's going to be good for him. He's going to stay healthy longer, and he's the one who they've
Yeah.
talked about. We've seen him talk
Yeah.
about the no cell phone use in the clubhouse, and that's really helping. I was listening to
Mm-hmm.
Foul Territory today, and Logan O'Hoppe was talking about it. He's like, I think it's great. He's like, it's really cool. He's like, I know it sounds ridiculous,
Yeah.
but it's been really great. And Eric Kratz is like, I thought they should have gotten rid of phones in all clubhouses a long time ago to get guys to mix it up and talk with one another, be more social around the clubhouse because it's a necessary thing. You're not going to play well together if you're not mixing and meshing with one another. So I don't know if it'll translate to a higher spot in the division because of who they're going up against, the Mariners, the Rangers, and the Astros. But they're not going to be in the poop tier, and
Who
I think
knows?
those are two big reasons why. because they're a different team with Mike Trout in the lineup, and no cell phones in the clubhouse apparently. Gonna have good vibes. So
Yeah, it'll be
yeah,
good vibes.
but baseball
hopefully.
family.
Or it'll
And
be
what,
George
George
Knox.
Knox? Oh, flipping the table.
Or it'll be George Knox. It'll either be good vibes or we're gonna get George
I don't
Knox.
think it's going to be anywhere in between because I don't think it was anywhere in between last year either. I think it was good vibes till Trout went down.
No, except they were ignoring each other on their doom scrolling. That was
They're all
that
playing
was the only
Candy
difference.
Crush and Royal Match and stuff. But anyway, anyway, baseball family, let us know what you think about our emoji tiers. Share yours down in the comments on YouTube if you'd like. Send us an email, baseballtogetherpod@gmail.com. We'd love to share them on the show if you share them with us. So we'll send them that way. Don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, and review everywhere that you can. Opening day is on Thursday. Don't forget to watch your team and every other game. It should be a national holiday, and that's that. But baseball family, thank you so much for joining us. We will catch you.
It is at my house.
Thursday
Wait,
night.
Before we go, we will be
You're
live
right.
Thursday
You're
night.
right. 9 p.m. Eastern time this week, and then we will let you know from there what we're going to do on Thursday nights. So, yeah, live Thursday night, Facebook, YouTube. It'll be a good time. We're going to be giving our meaningless predictions. So, for reals, though, this time, we'll catch you Thursday night.